We're still looking at platform settings, and now we're looking at the blog and posts settings. Now the posts page layout mode actually supersedes the layout editor that we set earlier. If I set this to anything other than 2 sidebars on right, it will make our default posts page, our front page, take this particular layout rather than the layout that we defined in the layout editor. So if you want to have a layout that's the same on all of your site except for your posts page, this is where you would define your post page layout. You can set your post thumbnail placement. We'll place thumbnails on featured images that are used in posts. By default, it's in every category beside single post pages and search results. It's not in single post pages because that image will show up there anyway. The post byline, we can define what content shows up in the post byline. We can disable author, date, comments, and enable categories by default. But we will keep author and comments because we don't really care when these posts were made, and having old posts, sometimes people look at that date and say, oh, that's old, and then immediately leave. So we don't want to give them that luxury of knowing when the post was created and thus unfairly determining that it is irrelevant. We can also show where to show post excerpts or summaries. We can show page titles. We will automatically show the page title for now. We can also define where to put full post content on posts. It shows up on single post pages by default, but we can also choose to show it in these places as well. We can change the text of our post footer social link. This text will show up above the social links in the footer on each post page. So if you want to put something custom there, you can do so. And we can also enable Twitter short URLs, define what social sharing icons that we want to show up. And that looks good, so we will save it. And we'll move on to sidebar options. You can basically hide sidebars when they're empty. When you have no widgets in a sidebar, it will be hidden. But we're always going to have widgets in our sidebars, so we're not going to modify this. Let's move on to footer options. You can have a statement in your footer. This would be for a goodbye statement, a thank you for viewing my site statement. You could put anything here, anything that you would add as a side note or an addendum or anything like that that you want your readers to read on every page, put it here. Now your copyright and that kind of thing will go in the site terms statement. Also, any kind of terms and conditions you may have for using your site should be listed here clearly. So we will save that. And in our next video, we'll finish up talking about box settings, miscellaneous settings, and custom code.